Hey, I wanted to talk about the Coachella situation. I feel like there might still be some confusion around that, maybe some missing details, and if that was something you were interested in getting a little bit more clarity on, I can provide a little, not much, but a little. We initially heard that the talks had fallen through and that Kanye was no longer going to headline, and it had something to do with the staging. And people weren't sure what that was. A lot of Kanye fans were just like, Kanye wants a fucking stage built, build him the fucking stage. And a lot of other people were like, what kind of diva is Kanye? Beyonce made the stage work. Why can't Kanye? And it's like, well, just the short of it is Kanye doesn't have to perform at Coachella, right? He's done it before. He had one of the best Coachella stages ever in the history of Coachella after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, when he had that epic kind of mythological background. There was a book by Corbin Reef, the 50 greatest concerts of all time, or 100 greatest concerts of all time, and that was in there, I do believe. I think. 2 Kanye concerts were in there, and I'm pretty sure that was one of them. But it's not a matter of, like, Kanye can't adhere to Coachella standards. Just like Kanye, if he was going to perform at Coachella, wanted it to be with this staging, and if they weren't going to give it to him, he didn't have to perform. But then the question was, what the fuck did he want? So it kind of emerged a few days ago, a bit more detail on it. And it seemed that he wanted a custom-built dome stage in the middle of the festival grounds. The dome was to be designed by West collaborator John Maguire, allowing for an in-the-round performance featuring high-tech production and immersive video. And it would be the first immersive video experience that Kanye did. There was the Cruel Summer movie from years ago that premiered at the, what's the place in France? Oh, really fancy. Biggest movie festival. Oh, I've been there. Not to the festival, but like to the town in France, because my friend had to get married in France because his wife was French, which was cool to go to France, but at the same time, that was a lot of flying. Oh, and it's a phrase I can never say. But at that film festival, that's going to bother me, Kanye premiered Cruel Summer, and it got really good reviews. It was like a 7-screen experience with the screens all around, and it might have played like 1 or 2 other like museums, and that's it. Nobody's seen it since. It never went on tour. Nothing else has happened. It's just kind of lost. But we know that he liked that experience, and then it went well. So having an immersive video be part of this sounds like it would be fucking awesome. And it did it go through, because Golden Voice, the main parent company for Coachella, was saying that it would have to rearrange the festival site and remove a large number of toilets, which I can imagine at Coachella there's probably a whole fucked up bathroom situation, and that would be difficult. But at the same time, build Kanye Dome. But a few more details about this that I can provide here. But one of the interesting things about this is that it wasn't in this article, but one of the original articles talked about how Scooter Braun actually then followed up with Kanye dropping out and got Ariana Grande to headline. And apparently, Kanye and Scooter had worked together for years. And then in 2018, Kanye fired Scooter, or at the end of 2017 or 16, saying, "I can't be managed." And then a few months passed, and they got back together. It's sometime in 2018, and they were working together again. But it turned out that they stopped again in December. And another article said that it was Scooter that decided to no longer work with Kanye. So I don't know what that's about, if it was amicable, if it wasn't amicable, if there's more drama there. They really had seemed like they were back on good terms. So I'm curious about that. But some more context. You may remember there was this YouTube video, not YouTube video. Kanye had tweeted via live stream when he was in Africa, this part where he was just performing, and he's in some dome-like thing and just kind of vibing, performing, had the dictionary there where he was highlighting things. You can see the highlighter. And he ended up going outside at one point and was rapping and just kind of hopping around, like living it up. And you can see at this point the dome comes in and the structure of it. And this quality's shitty. We're going to get a better look at it right here. So that was the dome that Kanye was in that served as his studio when he was in Africa. And you look up John Maguire, who the article had talked about, and John Maguire is the owner of Trask House. And Trask House is who did the St. Pablo tour. They also did the Travis Scott tour that had the huge bird. I should know the album. It involves bird. He also did the Camp Flog Gnaw performance with Cudi and Kanye. Whatever that is. Travis Astroworld, I guess he did Astroworld too. And he had also worked with Lorde before as well, I think. But you can see this is one of his photos. Little remote, relaxing studio setup in the middle of Uganda, no big deal. So I do wonder if Kanye, having had this experience of the geometric, the geodome in Africa, was the thing where he was like, I had this experience in Uganda as part of the Yandi experience. If I'm performing at Coachella, I want to bring that at a large scale to Coachella. And how fucking awesome would that be? Which it would be fucking awesome, but unfortunately Coachella is not going to be the place. I hope there's somewhere else that is the place, because that would be one fucking fantastic concert to experience. So we'll just have to wait and see. I requested John as a friend on LinkedIn. We'll see if he accepts. And I guess that kind of does it for the information on that. Not much more there. I think that might be the end of the drip when it comes to that. I think the only remaining question is, could the dome idea come back in some way for some other concert? You know, some place that's not Coachella has to be like, Kanye, we'll build you whatever the fuck you want. Just come perform with us. Hell, I'll put on a concert. Kanye, you can build a dome in, I live in a complex, but you can build the dome here and we'll do the concert here. I can't pay for it, but I will hammer nails and do whatever the fuck I can. One last thing. I'm not in the habit of watching like E! News and Andy Cohen videos, but they had on the Kardashian sisters, and they asked them a bunch of questions. Callers got to call in, people got to ask questions via email and text. And at one point they asked Kim about Kanye tweeting, and she ended up saying that she supports Kanye. She talked more about how Kanye views Twitter as therapy, and he's not going to go do anything wild. He may say some wild things on Twitter and it might be 150 tweets, but he feels fine afterwards. That, you know, some people will write diss tracks, some people will go to therapists, people have their ways of coping. Kanye uses Twitter as his way to cope, and she supports that. She has told him at times, like, put the phone down, and he'll listen sometimes, but if he really wants to tweet, he'll tell her why he really wants to tweet. And she said she supports that as well. And that was kind of, I don't want to say it was refreshing to see, but there's all this speculation from, I think, fans, other people, like, how does Kim feel about Kanye tweeting? And of course, she might not be as, like, honest with E! Or on here as she might be with friends. This could just be performance, but they're very candid about everything else. And Kim's been pretty consistent with what she's said. There's no, like, awkward moments with what she's saying. So I don't know. I just found it reaffirming that she's like, yeah, I get what my husband does. He does it. I'm fine with it. I support him. I love him. Great. Which I think there's a lot of speculation about their relationship, and constantly articles like, this is it. They're fine. They're fine. They're going to be fine. But if you want to watch that, the Kim portion starts, the Kim on Kanye portion starts around 10:13. So go ahead and find that video and watch that. If you have any questions, any content that you want me to make or topics you want me to address, let me know. I just made a thread on Twitter about the life of Pablo and going over the narrative of Life of Pablo. We're going to make a video series on that where we're actually going to test out some higher level editing, which is going to be kind of fun. Travis, co-host of the podcast, who's never really on this channel, but he's going to do some test out his video editing skills as he edits all of the podcasts, and we'll see what we can do with a more formal Life of Pablo essay. So look forward to maybe that in February or the end of this month, and we'll see how that goes. But if you have any other requests in the meantime, let me know, and until then, stay wavy. Oh, one more thing. I have to say it. There's a noticeable difference if I say it versus when I don't say it, but if you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is to like and subscribe to the channel. It not only tells YouTube that people are enjoying this content, so they show it more, it actually increases the amount of money that we get per video, which is still like 50 cents to $1. So any increase is helpful. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. It's awesome that we're at 30 right now. So thank you all who have subscribed and who keep watching, and thank you to you, the new subscriber. I appreciate that very much. And whenever you have a content request, go ahead and leave a comment, and hopefully I'll get to it at some point. If not, just remind me and I'll get to it at some point. Also, we just finished recording our Get 'em High song analysis. So the Never Let Me Down episode just dropped 2 days ago, if you want to listen to that. And now we have the Get 'em High episode that's going to come out. After that, we're going to get into 30 hours. So a lot of great things on the podcast, which you can find on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And then, yeah, cheers.